2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 through 6. Watch the text. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God, for the pulling down of strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing. Somebody say every high thing. Every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Anybody ready to punish? Take your seats. Watch this. Progression is paramount in every season. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is no season wherein it is acceptable for you and I to have any kind of stagnation, no stagnant mindset, no stagnant outlook, no stagnant expectation. Say, I can't be stagnant in any season. There are season-specific messages, and there are messages that are specific for every season. Oh, goodness. And so watch this. It's paramount that we progress in every season. Say, I'm not called to be stagnant. Say, I'm called to move. That being said, the waging of our walk must be decisive and deliberate. It must be decisive and deliberate because dominion is imperative. Somebody say dominion is imperative. And so what I want to do this morning and in this moment is I want to give us 5 objectives in progressing in the waging of our walk. That's an interesting way to say it, the waging of our walk, because we don't think of our walk as waging when the scripture just told us we don't walk in the flesh. And we don't walk by sight. So how do we walk? We walk by faith and we walk in the spirit. But our walk is involved. So the way we walk is the way we wage warfare. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so objective number 1 is carry out ordered steps. I say carry out ordered steps. Verse 3, the text tells us we war against the flesh, not according to it. And sometimes because what's going on in our flesh, we try and wage warfare because we're in conflict with it, but then we try and do it through the strength of our flesh when our flesh has no strength. And so every time you try to do something by yourself, and anytime we try to do anything by ourselves, I'm going to outthink this. I'm going to outmaneuver this. I'm going to set my mind to it and do it. Your mind, in and of itself, in and by itself, cannot do it. It is incapable because it is ill-equipped. Come on, sir. Because an unsubmitted mind is prone to sin. I said an unsubmitted mind is prone to sin. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So we don't war against the flesh. We war against the flesh, rather, not according to it. So good man methodology entails the believer walk being ordered in the living word. He said, we know the scripture says, order my steps, steps of a good man. And that's why I say it's the good man methodology. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Most High. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Almighty. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So get this, our walk is the armory of our warfare. Our walk is the armory of our warfare. We're looking for weaponry when we're not walking. You don't get your weaponry until you start. Come on now. I say you don't get your weaponry until you start walking. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so on another level, walk is the evidence of ability. Walk is the evidence of ability and testament of continuous application. Can I give it to you again? I say walk is evidence of ability and testament of continuous application. So watch this. I can't just walk for a few moments. I can't just walk when I'm in the mood. I must maintain walking. If you think I'm talking about moving my natural feet, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my faith walk. Watch this. Somebody say footwork. The problem is too many of us have gotten foot loose. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But it's some footwork involved. I've got to move in the things of, he's got to be a lamp into my feet and a light into my path. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But in order for him to be a lamp unto my feet and a light into my path, that means I must have or possess a lantern. That means I must have the light with me. Watch this. And not only should I have the light with me, I should have the light in me. Somebody say, I'm lit. Oh. Flesh in the text means the earthly nature of man apart from the divine influence of the Almighty. And so when we say that we're conducting ourselves in a fleshly manner, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about your skin. We're talking about what your skin really wants to get in. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so the earthly nature is prone to sin and therefore opposed to God. So the nature of the flesh is looking to be soothed. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Follow me here. We cannot get or be comfortable in our own skin. Man, I hope that you heard what I said. I said we cannot get or be comfortable in our own skin. And that's what too many are encouraging others to do. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. Lord, let me remix it. You got to live your life. No, die to yourself. Come on, sir. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you want to conquer, you're going to have to, watch this, conquer yourself first. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Flesh says soothe. Faith says sacrifice. Do you understand the trappings of the flesh? Because the flesh, ain't nobody in here that could use a good massage. And that's what's happening now. We don't want messages. We want massages. Help me, God. I say, we don't want messages. We want massages. We want somebody to make us feel good. We want somebody to work out the kinks. I got so much stress. Just massage. No. No. You got to get militant with your body. Not massage it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, I got to get militant. Not belligerent, militant. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Flesh says satisfy. Faith says soldier up. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because when you're going through some stuff, don't you just want somebody to tell you that everything is all right? When you're going through something, don't you want somebody to say, oh, it's okay. You ain't got to do nothing. And this is the misleading that we can do sometimes. Watch this, because we'll say God will work it out without giving the measures into the way he's going to work it out. Because God can work it out and will work it out when your steps are ordered. And some of us have been going in the wrong direction because our steps are not under order. They're unsubmitted. And so what does that mean? If you're unsubmitted, then that means you're prone to satisfy yourself. And so what does that mean? I'm going to go where I want to go. I'm going to live how I want to live. I'm going to feel how I want to feel. But sometimes, no, not sometimes. Somebody say at all times. I've got to bring my flesh into subjection. Watch this. I've got to beat it to submission. I got to get militant with this thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We would say in the military when somebody was getting out of line, you better lock your body. And I hear Holy Ghost saying, we better lock this, come on. We better lock this body up. Not in bondage, but in discipline. In diligence. In discernment. In decisiveness. In divine direction. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The flesh considers the Almighty an op. I say the flesh considers the Almighty as an op. Oh my goodness. And so watch this. When we are unsubmitted, the flesh will tell us what God is telling us is against us. And sometimes we will deceive ourselves. Let me go to the garden because I don't want to talk about none of y'all. Watch this. Just do what he told you not to do, and you'll be just like him. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm already an image bearer. God help me. I was made in his image and his likeness, and you're trying to tell me I can be more like him when you are unlike him. Because what you want me to do is you want me to bite off more than I can chew. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And this is how we develop illegal appetites. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And some of us who call ourselves saints have illegal appetites. We want to partake of the forbidden fruit. God help us. There were other things that will sustain us. There are other things that would be sufficient for us. But watch this. Some of us have become insatiable because we have illegal appetites. Because watch this. Faith wants what God provides. Flesh wants more. Watch this. Flesh has no limits. Are you hearing what I'm saying? When you start off with a gateway, they call them gateway drugs or whatever. What does that do? No, you want something that lasts longer. You want something that hit harder. Why? Because you want more. Watch this. If you are a greedy person, and I mean monetarily or dietarily, if you are a greedy person, watch this. Sometimes we have to tell my son, stop. We know that you're full. We can literally see that your body is pressing. We can see that. But what do you want to do? You want to bite off more than you can chew. And now you talk about something, oh, I don't feel right. Of course you don't feel right. Because you become an Eli. My Lord. You become a fat priest. And if you fall one more time, you will break your neck and die. Let me come back here because I don't want nobody to feel. Eli didn't die because the enemy came out to get him. Eli died because he wasn't on his feet. I said Eli died. Ooh. And sometimes when we fall, what do we say? I got to get back. I'm telling the whole church, we got to get back on our feet. Somebody say footwork. I got to get back. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Objective number 2, contend against all carnality. Contend against all carnality. Do understand our weaponry isn't carnal, it's theological. It's Christological, it's scriptural. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so when I'm looking for weaponry, I have to look to the word as I'm walking. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The first thing Yeshua tells his disciples to do, follow me. Watch this. He doesn't give them a ton of instructions. He doesn't give them a ton of doctrine. He just says 2 words, follow me. Watch this. They didn't get up in the spirit realm. No. They saw which direction he was going, not knowing the destination. I said they start following him. We want to know the itinerary before we even get moving. And sometimes God is moving, and he's saying you need to lose your idea of having an itinerary. Just know that wherever I'm taking you, I've destined for you to be. And where I send you, I've equipped you to go. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes, sir. And a lot of times the reason why we fail is because, one, we went and we weren't sent. We didn't have permission to pursue. But just because we're moving, we want to call it progress. No. That's retrogression. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So our weaponry isn't carnal. It's theological, it's Christological, it's scriptural. Don't miss this. Obedience provides ordinance for access. Let me say it again. I say obedience provides ordinance for access, not ordinance, ordinance. Somebody say ordinance. Ordinance properly refers to military ammunition. I said you got to get militant with this thing. I say ordinance properly refers to military ammunition, meaning that those who aren't enlisted have no permission to use it. If you're not enlisted, you have no access to ordinance. God help my soul. I said you have to be enlisted. By the way, enlistment means a commitment to serve. Somebody say active duty. Footwork. Somebody say active duty. No, we want to be on reserve. We want to sit this one out. We want to be, watch this, and all my military folks going to get this 2 times. Some of us only want to be weekend warriors. God help my soul. I said, no, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. We just want to do it on the weekend. We go to church on Saturday, and that's the only day that you serve for the 2 hours that you're in service. Talk about something that's too long. Or you go on the first day. And you serve for your 2 hours, your 3 hours, however long your service is. You serve for 3 hours, and then you be like, service? What? God help my soul. Service was too long. And we'll tell folks, y'all have heard this mess. It's too long. Why we got to sit in church for too long, but then during the week you have nothing to fight with? Because truth be told, you ain't even studying to show yourself approved. A workman, say, I got to go to work. A workman needeth not being ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, which means I know which word to use in which season. Because all things lawful are not expedient. Yes, sir. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes, sir. What did the devil throw at Yeshua in the wilderness? He threw word at him. Watch this. And Yeshua was like, I ain't walking like that in this season. God help my soul. Let me move. The text tells us pulling down strongholds is the objective of our ordinance and the method of our war campaign. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So strongholds in the text mean fortification. It's fortification through the idea, and truth be told, through the delusion of safety. Fortification with a delusion of safety. Don't miss this. Flesh will fortify itself with fallacy, fear, and or fantasy. Watch this. The flesh will tell itself lies to defend itself from the truth. Because truth is always at war with fallacy. Truth is always at war with falsehood. Truth is always at war with lies. Watch this. Even the lies we tell ourselves. And I would say especially the lies we tell ourselves. If I could be so bold, I wonder what got into the mind of Eve. I know what got into the mouth of Eve, but what it got into the mind of Eve. Watch this. She told herself a lie because she had heard the truth already. And Adam told himself a lie. Whatever he was thinking, he went with a lie. And it led him, watch this, it got him evicted out of the garden. He could have walked around anywhere in that garden. He could have walked around that tree. Just don't touch it. But he didn't just touch it, did he? He had to taste it. Because that's what happens when you're walking in the flesh. Because flesh wants to be satisfied. I just need to, I just need to touch it. When somebody is trying to seduce you, they don't start vigorously do that. Come on now. Let's be grown up in here. I say, when somebody's trying to seduce you, it's not vigorous. It's real, because you'll be like, get up off me. But if it's real subtle. And can I keep it 1,000? If you've been longing for a long, can I be grown in here? Watch this. If you open Pandora's box too early. When you open Pandora's box without permission, everybody understand what I'm saying about? But now you know, you know D'Angelo, you know how does it feel. Okay, I'm just saying. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so now you know, and what do? You go chasing the feeling. You go chasing, watch this, and some of us have been catching feelings ever since. Can somebody in this house be able to say, I caught feelings? Because there was something in my mind that told me what was being offered was better than what was given. Something told me what was offered is better than what is given. God said, I gave you all this garden. Just leave this one thing alone. And there's something that leaders have been trying to tell us, and there's something that parents have been trying to tell us. You can have all this. Just leave this thing alone. But what do? We start telling lies. We start deceiving our own selves and saying, you know what? I know better. Or watch this, I just want to know how it feels. I told you if you touch that stove, it's going to burn you. I just want to know how it feels. I'm telling you it's going to hurt you if you touch that thing. Watch this, and when most stoves turn on, it starts glowing red, and red in most societies means stop. I wonder what's the fruit glowing. I'm just saying. Don't. Watch this. When you see the red light, that means you're not supposed to go. And what happens on the low end, if you go through the red light, you're going to get at least a ticket. At least. But if you go through the red light and somebody else, now because you were someplace you weren't supposed to be, now you've gotten yourself into an accident. And some of us have harmed, hurt, and ended other people because we want to drive a way that said, don't drive this way. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, don't walk that way. They even have the signs, right? When they put the little signs on there, they tell you stop, right? They got their hand up, and sometimes that's what God is showing us. He's like, look, right, hey, wait right now. Okay, now walk. And then some of the signs have gotten so fast that they will give you a countdown. That means that there's a time, I hope y'all hear me by the Spirit, there is a time for you to cross this intersection. I say, you have a time to cross this intersection. You watch this. You are meant to progress. But there's a time in which you must progress in. Or you got to wait till the next time. But sometimes there's no more next time. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, I'm trying to get it right this time. Get it right. Say, I'm trying to catch the light. Because watch this, if you're walking in a space that you're not supposed to be walking in, you really can't get mad at those who are in vehicles when they had the right of way. Yes, sir. Did you have the right of way to walk in the way that you're walking? Let me get back to this text. I don't want to get too. Are you with me so far? But so flesh will fortify itself with fallacy, fear, and fantasy. Flesh builds ramparts of defense, which are really walls of deception, desecration, defilement, and death. Let me say it again. I say flesh builds ramparts, in other words, bulwarks, in other words, stockpiles, stockades, which are really walls of deception. Desecration. Why would you use the word desecration? Because we are supposed to be the temple of the Most High God. And so when we walk in the wrong ways, we are really desecrating the temple. I say just from walking the wrong way, we are desecrating a space and a place that is supposed to be holy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Objective number 3, cast down every contrary force. The text says exalted imaginations. Listen, exalted imaginations, arguments, and thoughts will arise. I want you to key in right here, because I didn't come here to tell you that you were going to be delivered from wayward thoughts. Come on, sir. I did not come here to tell you that you are going to be delivered from the opinions of others or yourself. And so this is sometimes when we're misguided. We think that we're going to be delivered from options. Oh my God, I don't know if you hear what I'm saying today. You're not being delivered from options. There's always another way to go. And there's a way that seems right to a man. But the end of that way is destruction. It may seem right. But you better check your orders. You better check your orders. Say, my steps are supposed to be ordered. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Cast down every contrary false, all the exalted imaginations, the things that you think of your own self. I'm not talking to the enemy today. I'm talking to us. My Lord. Every exalted imagination, every exalted argument, every exalted thought, and they will arise. Say they're going to come up again. Watch this. Lock this in. Every time it comes up, cast it down. I just told you how to conquer. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Watch this. Say every time it comes up, cast Cast it down, because it's coming up again. I guarantee you're going to have another option, even though you're supposed to be under orders. Because watch this, even with your weaponry in hand, you don't have to use it. You don't even have to face your enemy. You could run, but then you'd be in dereliction of duty. Then you'd be AWOL, absent without leave, which means that you walked away. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Look at somebody say, don't walk away. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. Because watch this. If we walk away, we start waging war against the spirit man. When we walk away, we're actually waging war. I know this is sound real heavy. When we walk away, we start waging war against the Most High. Come on. Watch this. Is his side or the other side? It's the right side or it's the left side. Ain't no middle. Oh, you hear what I'm saying? Ain't no in between. Ain't no walk in the fit. No. Somebody say pick a side. I got to give you a scripture. Choose you this day. Who you going to serve? Somebody say active duty. Yeah. Every time it comes up, somebody say cast it down. No. Y'all got to say that thing with some emphasis. Say cast it down. Yeah, listen close. Spiritual warfare is fought on a natural battlefield. I say spiritual warfare is fought on a natural battlefield. How can you say that? Let me go to the top of the text. For we walk in the flesh. You are waging spiritual warfare on a natural battlefield. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are in enemy territory at all times. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Being in the flesh, but we don't wage warfare according to the flesh. Watch this. So I don't fight how I feel. I fight how I feel. I don't fight how I feel. I fight how I feel. Because sometimes I don't feel like fighting. But when I'm walking by faith, I always got to fight my feelings. Nevertheless, not my will. Can I remix it? Not my feelings. Because I don't feel like doing this. Take this cup. Get it out of my hands. Watch this. I don't want to touch it. Because I don't feel like it. Watch this. The Lord is not asking us about our feelings. Help me, Holy Ghost. Watch this. When you are given a command, when you are given orders, I'm going to just tell you from a military mindset, when I give you an order, I really don't care how you feel. And I know in this Western mindset, I know in our American mindset, well, oh my goodness, what you trying to say? I'm saying you got to force yourself to do things that God wants you to do. Okay. It's very rare that you have to force yourself to do something in the flesh. It's extremely rare for you to force yourself to do something in the flesh. No. But the spiritual stuff, you be like, God, wait. When you told God to wait, watch what you just did. You just waged war against. You didn't think it was that deep, but it is. Because you're resisting progression. Because warfare is all about movement. There are certain regions that we have to take over. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Before the enemy gets a stronghold over it. Watch this. And the region that he's really trying to take hold of is your reasoning. The enemy wants, your flesh wants the region of your reasoning. He wants you to use, the flesh wants us to use our own reason. I've got my own reason. No, I don't. Because every time I've tried to make it make sense, anybody ever tried to make it? Okay. No, because you're trying to use your logic instead of following his lordship. But every time it comes up, somebody say, cast it down. So spiritual warfare is fought on the natural battlefield, and the mind is key terrain. The minefield. Somebody say the minefield. Anybody know anything about a minefield? When you're walking in a minefield, you have to know where the traps are set. Because if you step in the wrong place, something could detonate. And watch this, you got to traverse through it. Because ain't no way around it. Say, ain't no way around it. You ain't flying around it. No, nope. You got to walk. Say, I got to walk through it. You trying to, watch this. I get that you're trying to be delivered from your own mind. But the only way you're going to be delivered from your own mind is to make decisions through the mind of Christ. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And that's how we have to make decisions. But we have to do it with our mind. That's interesting to me. And so the minefield is key terrain. Key terrain means any locality wherein the seizure or retention of it gives a marked advantage to either combatant. So if I let the flesh take hold of my mind, the flesh is going to take advantage of me. If I let the enemy get a hold of my mind, the enemy is going to take advantage of me. But when I let the Spirit of the living God take hold of me, then I get the advantage through him. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I didn't say that you were going to have peace opposite or outside of conflict. That's not what I said. I did not say, I give you a peace that man can't give you. I give you a peace that surpasses understanding, which means that I can be in peace though I'm in the midst of warfare. How can I be at peace in the midst of warfare? Because I know my steps are ordered. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So dominance of key terrain is a decisive factor in the overall outcome of a battle. We must seize and retain dominion of our decisions. Let me say it again. I say we must seize and retain dominion of our decisions. Somebody say, I need dominion over my decisions. We talk about dominion in the earthen realm. We don't even have dominion of our own decisions. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And the only way that I'm going to seize and or retain dominion of my decisions is every time something contrary comes up, I got three things I got to do. Cast it down. Because it's going to come, I'm here to tell you, nope, ain't no relief in sight. It's going to come up again. Somebody say, cast it down. You're going to get good instruction. You're going to get right instruction that's going to lead you to victory. But watch this, there's always going to be options out there. Watch this. Options are the opposition to order. Order doesn't have options. You do it as you are, watch this, you do it as you are directed. There are some things which you take, and what does it say on the label? Use as directed. Watch this, and whoever you're submitted to is going to use you. You're going to be used as directed. Say, somebody's trying to use me. Who are you going to let use you? Because somebody's going, let me just help you. Somebody's going to use you. Watch this. The Almighty is trying to use you. Come on, somebody say the Almighty is trying to use me. He's trying to use me by ordering my steps. But when I don't follow order, then I operate in disobedience. When I don't follow order, I operate in disobedience. Woo, that's hard. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We must seize and retain dominion of our decisions. Make no mistake, only divine supply lines and divine direction have the arsenal for this type of mission. Let's take it here. We talk about mindset, and needfully so. Here's the thing. We also need to address headset. Somebody say headset. Get this, on a different type of field. On a different type of field, offensive coordinators are position coaches. Help me. I say offensive coordinators, they're position coaches who provide strategy. Here's the thing that I've thought about this when Holy Ghost gave it to me. They don't provide directions from the sidelines. No. Say they're in the booth. Say they're in the booth. Say they sit high and look low. See, we have a coordinator who sits high and looks low, and he can see the whole field. Watch this. He sees the scheme of the opposition even when the opposition is internal. Say he knows what I'm thinking. No, it's not Santa Claus who knows what you've been doing. It is the Most High who sees you when you're sleeping. And he knows when you're awake. Somebody say, stay woke. Because demons creeping. Seeking demons be creeping. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say they be creeping. Watch this. And then more than the demonic things, it is our own flesh. We are drawn away. Scripture tells us that we are drawn away of the lust of the devil. Hold up. Nope. That ain't what it says. It says we are drawn away of our own lust. It wasn't the devil. It was my flesh. But now I'm asking him to deliver me of a flesh that I have to walk in every day. Lord, take this flesh off me. No. You got to walk in it. You just can't war with it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, I got to walk in it, but I can't war with it because I got to war against it. When I would to do good, evil. Paul says elsewhere, I beat my body into submission. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I have to force myself to do the right thing. Somebody say do the right thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Mookie, do the right thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So they sit not on the sidelines, but they sit in the booth, and I want you to key in wherein he's seeing the entirety of the field. He sees that scheme that the opposition is running, and then what he does is he gives you orders. He gives you directions. In football, they call it a play. He gives you a play. He gives you direction. He gives you a strategy to conquer it by possession and progression. I say, watch this, because it's not just about the touchdown, it's also about the first down. I just got to get further than I was. And some of us, watch this, are so focused on our goals that we've disappointed ourselves simply because we didn't hit the goal on the first drive. Watch this. You dominate the game by having the most time of possession. The way I'm going to dominate this life, if I've got to have I've got to have the most time of possession. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And watch this, I make progression by possession. So I must have the word in order to move with the word. Because watch this, I can only work with what the coach has put on the field. Because if I try to pass it to somebody who's on the sidelines, it's going to be incomplete and out of bounds. And some of us keep talking about our effort when we've been throwing things out. We've been running out of, God help me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Don't let them take you out of bounds. Don't let this flesh take you out of bounds. Sometimes it's going to knock you down, but guess what? You get back up as long as you maintain possession. God help me. Say, don't fumble. Say, don't drop the ball. Oh, you hear what I'm saying? Just don't drop the ball. You're not going to always make it to the goal every single time, but all I got to do is, somebody say, maintain possession. Because even if you lose yardage, you still have a chance if you maintain. Because we're not going to act like we always gain ground. Sometimes, truth be told, we lose ground. Can anybody be honest and say, I've lost some ground? I've lost some ground. But watch this. As long as I don't lose possession. And I take, because watch this, what we want to do is we think that we can quarterback our own life. Which means that, watch this, the coordinator will give us a strategy, but we want to call it an audible. Because we're trying to see somebody get the visual. We're trying to see what else we got up our sleeve. Come on now. We're looking at other options. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen that thing that they wear on their sleeve and they be looking and they're looking at the playbook? Watch this. Once the strategy, once the play come through, I ain't got to look at that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I already heard what's going to get us to the next destination that we going to. Or you understand what I'm saying? It's going to get me further than what I've been if I can just follow orders. We can't call no audibles out here. Yeah, that's what Adam and them thought was happening. The devil called an audible. Anyway, and they went out of bounds. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Football has an off season though. Because it was interesting to me. I'm sorry, my mind gets, I was like, hold on, while I have this football analogy, and they're not even playing in this ain't football. This ain't football season. See, football has an off season, not footwork. Say footwork don't have an off season. Watch this. The faith walk doesn't have an off season because, watch this, a faith walk is in order at all times. I say a faith walk is in order at all times. That means every time something comes to mind that exalts itself above what God has already said to me, I got one thing that I got to do. Tell me what I got to do, church. Somebody say, cast it down. Because it's going to come back up again. It's going to come back up again. Somebody say ordered steps. Active duty. Objective number 4, capture the culprits on sight. That means I got to be able to recognize the thing. I got to have some discernment. I got to capture the culprits on sight. I know where that lust leads to. Huh? I know where that inordinate desire leads to. I know what that greed leads to. I know what those lies leads to. I got to be able to recognize the lies. And the only way I can recognize a lie is if I know the truth. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But if there's no truth in you, because you will know the truth, and the truth is what will it'll make you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And some of us want to be set free when we need to be made free. Because guess what he had to do to Lot? He had to make him free. Y'all act like Lot was like, yeah, I want to get up out of here. If I could paraphrase, the text was like God snatched him out. And what happened to the one that looked back? Frozen in time. Salty. Because she rent the wrong, she want to walk it back. When God was saying, no, I have another place for you. I have something different from you. I know you've been surrounded by this debauchery. I know you've been surrounded by these things that are, but all you have to do is just go. Watch this. I'm going to take you, but you got to decide to go. I'm going to take you. You got to decide to go. And some of us started going the direction God was taking us, but then we decided to go another way. Let me move. We got to capture the culprits on sight. Capture means to control it by force. Say, I got to control it by force. That means I got to control my own flesh by force. If I reach for something I shouldn't be reaching for, I need to, watch this, I need to cast it. God help me. I need to cast it down. Before I touch that fruit, before they touch that fruit, I would that they had the scripture and they cast it down. Touch not the unclean thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because if you touch it, it's going to contaminate you. It's going to contaminate your consciousness, and it's going to contaminate the way that you conduct yourself. I guarantee it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Every time a conflict of interest emerges, you got to cast it down. Watch this. There are some things that are in this life where we can only operate, even in business. There's certain things that you can't do because if you do that, even though you think it may be beneficial to you, they have a term for it. They call it a conflict. Congress should not be able to trade. They should not be able because they have too much information. How is it that your salary is, it's a decent salary as it is, but now you started out as a normal person, but now you got millions and millions and millions of dollars, and how did you become wealthy as a politician? Because you had access to information that you weren't supposed to use for your own benefit. You were supposed to use it for the benefit of others. Right? Sis, there are things that God will let you know that you can't use for yourself. Because it's a conflict of. Watch this. Okay, because I know y'all like, oh no, you just seen your. Watch this. The devil tried to present a conflict of interest in the wilderness, did he not? Because he's like, you in trouble, can I just get through it? You in trouble, watch this. Call the angels. Didn't he have access to the angels? Watch this. The devil was telling Yeshua, just say the word. You missed it. You missed it. I said, the devil told Yeshua, just say the word. And sometimes our flesh is telling us, oh, just decree it and declare it. No, it's off limits. You can't use that. Watch this. If the Lord is telling you to fast, now is not time to partake. Is it illegal to partake? No. But it is if he's instructed you to fast. You want to cast out demons, but you got an illegal appetite. You want to be powerful in the spirit, but you got the munchies because you high. What in the world you was doing at Taco Bell 2 o'clock in the morning? Now, come on now, hell. You don't even like that restaurant like that. You know why they started putting them chips in them tacos? A whole bunch of high people was like, you know what go real good in it? Somebody with the munchies got a hold of the menu. I'm just gonna tell you. Got Dorito flavored taco. Come on now. You got to be high. And some of y'all like, man, keep messing around. That junk good. Slow it down. You missed it. That junk is. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Every time a conflict of interest emerges, somebody say, cast it down. Every time a culprit of conceit comes up, guess what we got to do? Watch this. What does conceited means? It means self-importance. Do not think of yourself any higher than you ought. You are a son. You are not the source. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, I'm a son, not the source. So we really need to stop playing God. And some of us who call ourselves preachers and leaders, we out here playing God and you ain't qualified. Let me give one that I know be irritating people. We going to cancel the assignment of the enemy. Lord have mercy. Yeshua couldn't cancel the assignment of the... Are you hearing what I'm saying? You think Job could cancel the assignment of the enemy? Watch this. Watch this. Sometimes it ain't even the assignment of the enemy that we trying to cancel. We trying to cancel the thorns. Lord, cancel these thorns. Lord, cancel these thorns. Lord, cancel these thorns. Let me give you the word. I sought the Lord 3 times, but he said, my grace is, I'm not delivering you from your thorns because watch this. This is the way I'm dealing with you, and this is the way that you're going to be disciplined, and this is the way that you're going to be diligent, and this is where your steps are going to remain ordered. You're still going to be disciplined because you're still going to be dependent. God help me. Somebody say, I'm a dependent. Claim me. Hey, look, claim me. Look. Anybody got some bills out there? Come on now. If you pay some bills and you would rather somebody claim you and take. Watch this. He paid your debt, say he claimed me. Every time contrariness comes up, every time contrariness arises, I don't care what it is. I'm not going to walk down the line and try to find out what comes up in your mind, but you know what comes up in your mind. That is none of God. And every time it comes up, no matter what your deal is, you got 3 things that you got to do, and it ain't even that deep. Somebody say, cast it down. I have to get dominion over my decisions. And I got to be willing to get militant. I got to be willing to force myself. I got to be willing to beat my body into submission. You want to conquer this course? Cast it down. Last objective number 5. Uh, we must be ready to punish all disobedience. But objective number 5 is this: chasten and conquer corruption continually. Let me say it one more time. Chasten and conquer corruption continually. We must be ready. Somebody say at all times. When you are in warfare, you don't have the luxury of not being ready. I said, when you're in warfare, you don't have the luxury of not being ready, because watch this, your life is on the line, and I'm here to tell you, you better wake up. Say active duty. How are you resting and you didn't ask him to cover you when you laid your head down? Come on now. Oh, because you presumed that you were just going to get up. You thought the alarm clock got you up, huh? No, see, you can hit snooze on the... Some of us have hit snooze on him. Okay. Oh, his disciples did it. Don't worry. He said, can you pray with me for... What did they do? You know why they went to sleep? Now this is me. Can I take a little liberty? Watch this. You know why they got sleepy? They had itis. You know they had itis? They just had Passover. Some of us don't partake with the right mindset because, watch this, we're disconnected from our headset. You ever seen the quarterback on the field, and sometimes what he'll do when he's trying to get the play, what will he do? He will bend down. Why does he bend down? Why does he bend down? There's no cord, there's no patch. There's no patch, but naturally, what does he do? He covers his ears so he doesn't hear any outside. Watch this. It doesn't even matter if the crowd is going for me or against me. I need to hear the instructions from the, okay, I got to hear the instruction. I said, it doesn't matter whether the crowd is for me. This is why we can't preach for people. Because watch this, sometimes the crowd is cheering and you ain't even doing what the coordinator says to. But what does he do? Can I go this far for this cause? I gotta get down here and I gotta listen to the play. And I want everybody to do an exercise. I'm almost out your way, I promise. Watch this. I want everybody to do something. I want you to put both of your hands over both of your ears. Put both of your hands over both of your ears. Now, when you put both of your hands over both of your ears, does not the pitch of my voice change? So when my ears are covered, the sound changes. Oh, God. I said when my ears, I gave it to you practically. Can you hear me spiritually? When my ears are covered, the sound changes, and especially when I'm trying to think. Anybody ever try to listen to themselves think? Anybody ever told somebody, be quiet, I can't hear myself think? Sometimes we need to tell folks to be quiet because I can't hear myself think. I can't hear what the Spirit is saying to me. I got to. Because some people are saying, go ahead, girl. Outside noise. Some people are saying, live your life, bruh. Outside noise. What is the coordinator? No, what is Christ saying? Watch this. When they were on the Mount of Transfiguration and Peter began to build the tabernacle for Moses and Elijah, what does the Father say to Peter? This is my son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye him. I brought them up here to show you that they've been talking about him the whole time. Because the Pentateuch and the prophecies were present on the Mount of. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We must be ready to punish all disobedience. Somebody say at all times. Watch this. Beat it into submission. Bring it into subjection. I have got to close here. We conquer the contrary when we're prepared to cast it down. We conquer the contrary when we are prepared to cast it down. I want you to get this message for this morning and for this moment as we progress into the things of God, because progression is paramount. And the way that we wage this warfare is by the way that we walk, and the way that we're going to continue to walk with ordered steps when any other thing exalts itself above the directions and the instructions of the Almighty. I got something I need you to do. Cast it down. Somebody say cast it down. I can't let it keep riding. I can't keep letting it take over. Because if it takes over the terrain, then it's going to want to rain. Are you hearing what I'm saying? When you are fighting on a terrain, you want to control the region. And your flesh wants to control the region of your reason. It wants to have dominion over your decisions. And that's how we keep finding ourselves in trouble, because we keep making fleshy decisions. You've never made a decision by faith where it failed you. It's never happened. I didn't say it wouldn't frustrate you. I said it won't fail you. I didn't say it won't bring you fatigue sometime. I said it won't fail you. I didn't say you won't lose some friends behind this. I said it won't fail you. I didn't say that you're always going to be happy with it. I'm not here to preach happiness to you. It's the options that are causing us to be disobedient. And we've got an ordinance for it. But the only way we can have the ordinance that's going to pull down everything that exalts itself above the Most High, we gotta have access to the ordinance. We got to be enlisted. Not in the military, but in ministry. We have to be enlisted to the Messiah in the way, his methods and his measures and his message. And that's the only order we follow. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We got to move where he moved. Just like that. How am I going to keep moving? Because I'm struggling. Anybody in here is struggling because stuff is always other options just keep coming. Anybody, am I talking to anybody? Other options just keep, and the other options feel better. Can we be honest? The other options feel better. The other options are soothing. The other options, be they temporary, bring satisfaction. You think people that get high think they're going to stay high? They already know they're not. They just long enough till I can get my next one. We got to stop living like that. We got to stop chasing things that only get us high for a moment. Are you hearing what I'm saying? What we have to do is have the mindset connected to the headset where we're receiving orders. Watch this, in real time. Say, I'm receiving order in real time. And I'm responding. Somebody say I'm responding in real time. No, not delayed, not delayed. Don't delay. I got to respond in real time. As soon as he says do it, I got to do it. Watch this. So the Spirit of the living God is telling us right now, every time it comes up, you got a real world application way to defend it. Cast it down. I just cast it down so many times yesterday. You're going to have a whole bunch more today. I'm not here to deliver you from options, because options will always be present. And let no one misguide you or teach you differently. Options are always going to be out there. Watch this. The only reason we decide to stay committed is because we keep bringing home with us. I didn't say because we keep going home. I said because we bring home with us. When you're in a committed relationship and something else presents itself, let me talk to all the dudes in here real quick. And something else presents itself, and you get that look. Come on, fellas. Ladies, y'all ain't got to act sideways because y'all know what that look looks like too. Come on now. They ain't got to say nothing. They just look at you. And if you know you look too long, you gone. Okay. I would never. I would never. You can't say no to dessert. Shut up. You done already ate too much. Ooh, let me get some cake too. You so spiritual. You so spiritual. I know I can. You couldn't resist you couldn't resist that other piece of chicken. You already ate the whole bucket. It's one more piece in there. Somebody talk about addiction. I ain't never been addicted to nothing except yourself. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So the way that we continually conquer in this course of our life is we got to cast it down. Receive the word of the Lord. Somebody say cast it down. Give God praise all over this place.